Hello, this is L.A. Eaton live on my own Facebook page with my life off grid in remote Alaska. I wanted to share with you today a little bit about one of my favorite plants that grows in my garden, which is kale. And this episode is especially for my school friend Angie in Michigan. I leave my kale growing in the garden. This has been planted in rows, but that over in the corner here came up from last year's crop, all on its own. And if you let it seed out, once those seeds dry out, you can see the pods maybe. Let me see if I can get in here. You can see the pod there. It will dry out and break open and you can get more seeds. Having seeds that aren't treated with anything, there's another one that's seeding, that you know is organic and good is perfect. I like the kale because you can leave it in the ground. It has been 24 degrees here a couple of mornings in a row in the 20s. Ground's frozen. The plants are frozen, frosted, and as soon as the sun comes out, they are good to go. So what I'd like to share with you today is one of my favorite treats, which is kale chips. So I'm going to pick a few kale plants here, and I just snap, and I pull them off. We'll get a few of these. It rained this morning. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, I need to get in here and trim up some of these. But I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this because everything was so wet, but it's starting to dry. So we'll give it a go. I'm just going to take a few in so you get the idea of how to do this. Okay, we'll take these into the house and prepare them for kale chips. Kale is, I was told by another friend, Penny, that Brussels sprouts is a better one. But I've not been able to get Brussels sprouts to grow very well here, and the kale just grows all on its own. It comes up, seeds get blown around, it comes up in random spots, and I don't really have to work at it. I love kale, so that's a bonus for me. I use it in mostly salads, but I do make kale chips with it. I parboil it, partially boil. I steam it basically for a minute, and then I put it in the freezer for winter for soups. I'm gonna see. I've tried making a stand. We'll see if this works. Okay. So what you're gonna want to do with your kale is it's got ribs, and you can see on the back it's got these thick ribs here. You're gonna want to. I'm gonna take my plants out. You're going to want to pull it off the rib so you just have the leaf. And what ends up happening is you pull all these off and you end up with the big thick part that I will chop up and feed to the chickens. So I'll do this really quickly. Kale is really good for you. It has a lot of well, it's an antioxidant as well. It's got vitamin C and K and beta carotene and all sorts of good things for you. And it's a great, like I said, it's easy to grow. I'm not going to get too many of these done. I'll probably pick more than what I need to show you. When you have kale, the kale in the garden that I had was quite large. I let it go. It wasn't a young one. If you get a younger one, it's going to be a little more tender, and it can be better for salads. Kale is from the cabbage family, so it's got a little bit more of a cabbage texture. But if you get it younger, it tends to be much tenderer and isn't even recognizable sometimes as kale. I've had people surprised that I was feeding them kale. But what you do want to do with it is you want to massage it. And I don't know if it's going to show up here. Once you massage it, it does change colors. I'm not going to be able to get it to show on this. I usually massage mine with a little bit of oil on it. So what I do is I have all my big leaves, and I use avocado oil because it's supposed to be, I rub the leaf. You want to make sure the leaf is covered in oil. I do this whether I'm prepping it for salads, then I put the salad dressing over this, but this makes it easy to massage. And massaging does, ironically, do something. I guess I should have looked that up before I started talking to it. It makes it a little bit more palatable, a little tenderer. I mean, it releases something in there, in the plant itself. Whether I'm making a salad, sorry, we just got disconnected momentarily. Part of living in remote Alaska. Whether I'm making a salad or I'm working on kale chips, this is the way I massage my kale. Like I said, I get a little bit of oil on it and I just start working at it until I know that I've covered all of the plant. I've set my oven at 240, 250. And then those that I've massaged, I will just place on my tray. I'll fill up my entire tray. Some of these didn't get massaged, but it will give you an idea of how to do this. You can do as many as your oven racks will allow you to do. You're basically just drying it out. So you put it on like this. It has oil on it. And I like to spice mine up with a little slap your mama. Sprinkle a little bit of that on there, and I put it in the oven for, you have to watch it. Each oven is a little bit different, but it's about 10 to 15 minutes. And when you, whoa, well, there we go. Are we back? It looks like I still got you. Sorry. Again, I'm doing this. I'm learning. When it gets done, it will be dried out and crinkly, just like the seaweed you buy in the store, and it will be nice little snack for you when you're sitting reading a book or doing something else. So I wanted to share that with you today. Something that I do here in remote Alaska, just to have snacks and store the things that I am able to make with the food that I grow. So until next time, if you do not know, I have written my life in Alaska is inspiration for many of the stories I write. The first book that I have published, called Michael's Tree, was about my desire to have a Christmas tree, my very first Christmas here, and it would be a great story for anyone in your family. If you're looking for a Christmas gift this year, I will drop the link to Amazon below in the comments. So until next time, I see that Gloria's watching. Hello, Gloria. I'm new at this, so I'm trying to check everything I need to check. I'm glad to have you with me. If you caught me halfway through, go ahead and start from the beginning. I would also like to thank my aunt for sharing this video. The more shares I get, the better it is for me to get recognized in a following. Again, I'm working on a YouTube channel. Haven't quite got there yet, but when I do, it will be nice to have all of my family, friends, and followers there with me. Until then, I'll see you later.